Hey guys, I just want to take a brief moment to talk to you about an amazing platform called Anchor. It is actually what I use for this podcast and another podcast. And for a while, it was extremely hard for me to find the right host, the right service. And I was browsing everywhere and stumbled across the app. And I've been using it ever since. Anchor really is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. I love it because I put, the episodes together, put them up, upload them there, and it distributes them to everywhere that podcasts can be heard and need to be heard. The ability to do it on my mobile, add things, call-ins, it's all come in handy, when I'm in a bind and can't exactly be at home to record. So, and the best thing is it's free to use. So if you want to start a podcast, if you've thought about it, do it. All you have to do is go to anchor.fm/start. Again, that is anchor.fm/start to join me and the whole community. And I look forward to hearing your podcast.
Hello and welcome back. I hope you're ready for another episode of Tales from Helheim.
The Yokosuka Banshee. I was serving overseas in the military in Yokosuka, Japan from 2012 to 2014. Since my time there, I was settled and had been there for 2 years and was seeing a very lovely girl named May. May had told me she was pregnant with my child while on my deployment. I took responsibility for my actions, so we started to plan. During the second year of my service, during the winter 6 months since May gave me the news, my ship had been in dry dock for a year. And each ship, depending on how big the ship is, had a handful of duty sections. A group of crew members who watched the ship and took care of it while the rest of the crew was off. So it was my section's turn to watch the ship. During our evening meal, one of my shipmates asked me if I could switch watches with him, being that my current watch was standing in the freezing cold for 5 hours. He thought giving me his barracks watch would lift my spirits up. It did. I took the proposal in a heartbeat. We both let our section leader know of the change. At 23:45, I was on my way to the barracks to watch the barracks from 2400 hours to 0600. The barracks watch was there for safety and to see that the right people were in their respective rooms. I arrived right on time with 5 minutes to spare. I bought myself and a person I was relieving a coffee. Thought it might help them on the cold walk home. As the night progressed, I made my rounds every half hour, and when the wee hours of the morning came around, I started to doze off. I was awoken by a resident who couldn't sleep due to their neighbors crying. "If you can get that girl back in her room and keep her quiet, I won't tell the supervisor that you were sleeping," he muttered. As if I didn't have a choice. The barracks was 3 floors high, full of people, but at this hour the silence had a certain eeriness to it. Like you could hear your own heartbeat. My footsteps echoed like if I was in some sort of catacomb. As I made my way upstairs, I began to hear sobbing. I shook my head in disappointment. This should be fun, I said to myself. I reached the 3rd floor, and I made my way down the hallway. The sobbing sounded like it was coming from the laundry room. Maybe the poor girl didn't want to make her roommates, so I thought to myself. As I made my way into the laundry room, the sobbing was low, like she tried to hide it. I stepped forward. "Miss, are you okay?" I whispered. I turned the light on and I saw a young girl sitting on the floor, facing the wall, leaning on the washing machine. I asked again, "Miss, are you alright?" I put some strain on it so she may hear me past the sobbing. I still waited for a response, but still got nothing. It was late, I was tired and getting impatient. I got closer to her. "Hey lady, are you alright?" "I think you should call it a night," I yelled as I walked closer. Just as I did, the girl sprung up quickly. She looked sick. Dark eyes, greasy hair. She didn't look happy, like I ruined her crying game. Before I could open my mouth, she let out an ear-shattering scream, and it just kept climbing in pitch. I get closer to shut her up, but the noise was too much. I collapsed, and the last thing I remember was the sickly girl with her menacing face staring straight at me. All of a sudden, I woke up in the office where I watched the cameras. I would write it off as a bad dream from eating takeout, but I felt different. I felt cold. I didn't sleep for the rest of my watch. A week later, I got news from May. She told me that there were complications with the baby. She had a miscarriage. I couldn't help that young girl in my night terror, and the miscarriage could be linked somehow. I'm back stateside now, and the experience has left a major impression on me. Gigs. P.S. I have a knack for running into these strange events. I have other stories, so please let me know. Gigs.